Good morning, students. How are you? Hope you all are safe at your places. I am Pooja Agrawal, your teacher for English for the session 2020 and 2021. Because of this ongoing COVID-19 situation, we will not be able to take our classes face to face, but thanks to the technology that is enabling us to come to you by means of these virtual classroom. Thank you. This was my short introduction, and let's start with the topic for today, and that is verbs. Our topic, normally verbs seems to be very easy, but though it looks easy, it's not that easy. I hope you all know what are verbs. Let's start with it. Can anyone recollect in his mind what are verbs? The first thing that comes in our mind what verbs are, that is, see, I'm writing it here. Verbs are basically the action words. Yes, of course, they are. This is the answer that I normally get from the students, and it's correct as well. Verbs are the action words. But yes, verbs are something more than that. What else it is? Can you think about it? What does verbs tells us? Verbs tells us about the action. Yes, of course. Who does the action? It is about the action done by the noun. But at the same time, verbs also tells us about the state of a noun. State, that is known as state of being. So, in short, when I say what are verbs? Verbs are the words that tells us about the action done by the noun, and they also tell us about the state of being. For example, if I tell you in Hindi, verbs वो words होते हैं जो किसी action का होना या कोई है, action का करना और action का होना, ये दोनों ही चीज़ हमको कौन बताता है? Verbs. तो basically action words tells us about any kind of action being done by the noun, whereas the state of being words tells us about any kind of thing which is there, which is in a state of being. Now, by the means of examples, I will tell you what is the difference between action words and what is the difference and what are the state of being verbs. Okay, so now let's start with our details about the kinds of verb. So first, I'm going to tell you about the kinds of action verbs, and then I'm going to tell you about what are state of being words. So in short, first if we try to understand how many types of verbs are there. Basically, verbs are of two types. If we categorize them, the first category is known as helping verbs, and the second category is known as main verbs. Main verbs are the verbs which tell you about the action done by the noun. So now main verbs are the verbs that tell you about the action done by the noun, but they are also at the same time classified under the four heads. They are called as V1, V2, V3 and V4. So let's see them in detail. For time being, let's forget about this helping verb category. We'll be doing this after completing this. So let's start with the first category of main verbs. They are V1, the second one is V2, then comes V3, and lastly we have V4. Okay children, so before I start with the examples, let me tell you the names of this V1. V1 is also known as present tense verb, and it can also be called as base form of verb. V2 is the past tense form of the verb. Past tense form of the verb, that means the V1 form is converted into the past tense form of the verb. V3 is also known as the past participle form of the verb, and V4 is known as the present participle form of the verbs. All these four kinds of verbs are very essential for us to study and to know if we want to be perfect with our tenses, which is one of the most important and essential topic of your syllabus. A student should very well be aware of all these verb forms. अगर students आपको ये verb forms नहीं पता होंगे तो definitely you are going to make mistakes with your tenses. So verb forms, or when I say main verbs, are the backbone of English grammar basically. Like verbs comes under which category, as you all might be knowing? Verbs comes under the category of parts of speech. तो parts of speech का backbone है verbs, लेकिन verbs backbone है पूरी English का, English grammar. No sentence can be formed correctly without using a verb. या फिर अगर हम ये बोलें verb के बिना sentence बन नहीं सकता, लेकिन verb अकेला sentence बना सकता है. For example, if I say sing, if a person is standing in front of me, if I ask him sing, automatically the word you is understood. So if I say sing, the person automatically understands that I am asking him to sing, and the word sing implies to a complete sentence in this particular case. But if I say I English, is it correct or incorrect? It is incorrect. I have to put a verb before the word English, and the word can be I teach English. Isn't it or not? So until and unless there is a verb in a sentence of English cannot be complete. So verbs are the most essential part of any language to make it into existence. So let's start with that. To once again to revise, V1 is called as present tense verb, V2 past tense forms, V3 is known as past participle forms, and V4 is known as present participle forms. Now how do we make them? Let's take the first word, for example, a very common word. Let me take a word, an action verb, play. This play comes under the category V1, but yes, it can also be written as plays. V1 can exist in the base form. Base form means जो action word English language में जैसे रहता है हम उसको वैसे ही लिखते हैं, that is called as base form. In this base form, sometimes we can add es or s depending on the subject that is present. अब subject कैसा होता है? That we will be studying in the detail under the topic subject verb agreement. But for now, I'll tell you कि ये s और es का function क्या है. जब हमारे पास singular subject होता है, singular subject is noun. Singular subject के साथ में जो भी हम verb लगाएंगे V1, उसके साथ में हमेशा s या फिर es लगेगा. और जब हमारे पास रहेगा plural subject, then we will use V1 without s or es. That's what as of now you need to remember. For example, if I write down an example, if I say Ram, now Ram comes under which category? It comes under singular category. So what will be my verb over here? Ram plays cricket. But if in case I write here a plural verb, boys, then my answer here will be boys play cricket. Okay children, so can you see the difference? When I have used a plural subject here, my verb here will be plural, and plural verbs are the verbs without s or es. Whereas here you can see my subject was singular, and here I have placed s with them, which automatically clarifies that singular subject takes singular verbs, and you need to remember that singular verbs are those which have s in them. Okay children, so this much we need to understand. So by this example, I hope you are clear when to use the S and the ES form of the V1 and when to use the form without S and without ES. To continue with this. Now what will be the V2 form of the verb play? The V2 form will automatically be played. P-L-A-Y-E-D. We are adding the suffix ed to convert the V1 form into the V2 form, and that makes played. The V3 forms of the verbs which have ed in the endings is always the same as V2. The V3 form of the verb play will also be played, and V4, that's the most easiest form of the verb. I'll be telling you the trick of that verb. V4 verb is nothing, it is just V1 plus ing. So there is no confusion related to this verb ever. This will always become, for example here, my answer will be play plus ing, that makes the word playing. So did you notice the 4 variations of the verb play? Let's take some more verb. Now let's take a word, another action word, say eat. Okay, eat is again the base form of the English language verb. Now again, like I told you, a base form of verb can exist in 2 forms. It can be eat or it can also be eats. Fine, that's what I told you just now. Now eat will never become eated. There is no rule, there is no fixed rule which follows the change of these words. There are certain words which form their past tense by adding ed, but there are n number of verbs which do not form their past tense by adding ed. For example, this word eat is one of them. It is never written as eated. The past tense of verb eat is always ate, and the V3 form of the verb is E-A-T-E-N. It is eaten, and like I gave you the formula of V4 verb, the V4 of this verb will be eating. This makes the V1, V2, V3 and V4. Now let me tell you one more thing. The verbs which form their V2 and V3 by the suffix ed, they are also known as regular verbs, whereas the verbs which change their spellings altogether in all the 4 forms, they are also called as irregular verbs. For example, if I tell you a verb called as look, now look or looks will be the V1 form, looked will be the V2 form, looked will again be the V3 form, and looking will be the V4 form of the same word. Now let's take some 3-4 examples more. Let me take another example, speak. A very common word, speak, or it can also become speaks. Fine. What will be the changed form V2? Speak का past tense क्या होगा बच्चों? The past tense form of speak will be spoke. The V3 form of this will be spoken, and of course V4 will be speaking. Okay, now let's take some more example. What am I doing? I am teaching. The base verb of that word was teach. Now teach ka V2 is never teached. It is again having a different form which is written as T-A-U-G-H-T, taught. Teach, taught, T-A-U-G-H-T, taught. Now again here the pattern changes. Taught again becomes taught in V3, and here in V4 it will take the form teaching. See, so it isn't that tough. Like teach, there's another verb caught, catch. Catch का भी catch, caught, caught ही बनता है. तो ये तो थे हमारे main verbs. I'll give you some more example and then we'll go to some tricky verbs. Another good word here is write. Let's take another example, write. So the word write, what will be the past tense form of the verb write? It will be wrote. W-R-O-T-O will be the V2 form. Write, wrote, and then it will come as written, and the V4 form will be writing. So children, did you see how I made V1, V2, V3 and V4? Yes, you saw. We'll do some more examples. With that you will be clear. Even I'll tell you the pattern that follows. Before we move on with some more words, you need to copy down these words. एक बार आप लोग ये लिख लीजिए अपने पास में. Now before that, जिस तरह से V1 में बेस फॉर्म वर्ड या तो वैसे के वैसे हो सकता है या फिर उसमें S और ES लगता है, इसी तरह से past tense forms are formed by adding ED or it altogether changes the spelling which I am designating by the word XYZ. जैसे कि यहाँ पे आपने देखा था कि उसने ED लगाया था, लेकिन in case of 8 totally eat की spelling बदल गई थी and it became 8. Hence it is designated by the form XYZ, जिसका मतलब होता है कि spelling पूरी तरह से आपकी change हो जाएगी. Now coming to the V3 forms, the past participle forms. Past participles are formed either by ending ed or by adding en or by adding only t or by adding only d in the suffix of the word. These are the 4 possible endings or the suffix which we can use to make the V3 forms of the V1 forms. और again else, जब कभी ये चारों में से कुछ नहीं पॉसिबल हो रहा है तो फिर ऑफ कोर्स वी हैव दिस XYZ. XYZ हियर अगेन मीन्स कि आपका स्पेलिंग पूरी तरीके से बदलने वाला है. और V4 का तो मैंने आपको बता ही दिया. द सफिक्स दैट इज यूज्ड इन द V4 फॉर्म is the ing form of the V1 words. Okay, so now let's move to some other examples, some more tricky words. Okay, now let's take another example. Let's take another word, draw. What will be the past tense of the word draw? The past tense of the word draw will be drew. The past participle form will be draw, drew, drawn, and fourth form will be drawing. Okay, so this way I think you can make these words very easily. I'll talk to you about some tricky words. Let's rub this much. I hope you're clear about when to use S and ES. When the verb is singular, we use the verb with S, and when the subject is plural, we use the verb without S. Boys draw, boy draws. That's S. तो ये हमने S लगाएंगे इसमें या फिर बिना S वाला रहेगा. Now let's take another verb, go. अब go का एक दूसरा फॉर्म होता है, that is goes. Both of these forms come under the category V1. What will be the V2 form of the verb go? The V2 form of the verb go will be went. And this should be remembered by everyone, which maximum people make mistake was the V3 form of the verb go. The V3 form of the verb go is gone. तो जब हम लोग सुना होगा आप लोगों ने, तो चलो चलो तुम गो वेंट गॉन हो जाओ, ये सुना है ना, सबसे मस्ती मजाक में सब लोग बोलते हैं. यस, दैट इज दिस 3 फॉर्म्स, गो, वेंट, गॉन. बट गो ऑल्सो हैज़ अनदर फॉर्म दैट इज कॉल्ड एज गोज. गोज यानी वो जिसमें एस लगा है, और गो यानी बिना एस वाला फॉर्म जिसका हमने नाम सुना है बेस फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब. तो अगर मैं राम के साथ में लगाऊंगी तो क्या लगने वाला है? अभी कुछ देर पहले वी हैव स्टडीड द 2 एग्जाम्पल्स. इफ आई से राम डैश टू स्कूल डेली, गो लगाएंगे कि गोज लगाएंगे? एज अ रूल व्हेन आई सेड, अगर सिंगुलर सब्जेक्ट रहेगा तो सिंगुलर वर्ब रहेगा, और सिंगुलर वर्ब रहता है एस वाला. तो माई सेंटेंस विल बी राम goes to school daily. But suppose if I say boys, the word boys is plural, and with plural you always use the plural verb. और plural verb कौन सा होता है? जिसमें s होता है कि नहीं होता है? जिसमें s नहीं होता है. Basically the rule of singular plural is totally the reverse. पूरी तरह से एक दूसरे से उल्टे उल्टे होते हैं when it comes to noun and when it comes to verb. नाउन में जो चीज़, नाउन में हम लोग प्लूरल बनाने के लिए क्या करते हैं? हमेशा एस लगाते हैं, लेकिन वर्ब में हम सिंगुलर बनाने के लिए एस लगाते हैं. ये एक बहुत बेसिक सा फॉर्मूला है जो आप लोग को हमेशा याद रखना पड़ेगा. 80% बच्चे जब हम पूछते हैं तो उनको लगता है बॉय इज सिंगुलर, बॉय इज प्लूरल, ईट इज सिंगुलर, ईट्स प्लूरल. दैट इज ऑल टुगेदर रॉन्ग. ईट जो है वो वर्ब है, और वर्ब में मैंने आपको अभी बताया कि सिंगुलर और प्लूरल की कहानी पूरी तरह से क्या होती है? रिवर्स होती है. तो अगर ईट हमारा वर्ब है तो वर्ब ईट इज कम्स अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ प्लूरल वर्ब, जबकि ईट्स जो होता है जिसमें एस लगा है वो हमारा कहलाता है सिंगुलर वर्ब. सो हियर व्हेन वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट द वर्ब गो, इट बिकम्स वेंट, देन इट बिकम्स गॉन, एंड देन द V4 फॉर्म ऑफ इट विल बी going. Let's take another example, children. Another verb like do, does. The past tense form of do and does will be did. What will be the past tense form of do and does? It will be did. And what will be the V3 form of the verb? It will be done. The V4 form will be doing. Isn't it easy? Okay. Now there are certain words which do not take any suffix, but before that I'll tell you one more tricky word, come. Let's take another action word, come. The V2 form of the verb come will be come, came, come, and V4 will be coming. Okay, so this is how the pattern goes on. There are n number of verbs and you should be clear about what will be the V1 form of that verb, what will be the V2 form, what will be the V3 form, and what will be the V4 form of all the verbs. Basically, you don't need to learn these words. You will get the list of this verb form in all the grammar books. You will also find it on the internet. In order to memorize these words, you need not mug up. आपको रटने की बिल्कुल भी ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. हम जितना इसको रीड करेंगे ये ऑटोमेटिकली हमारे दिमाग में स्टोर हो जाता है. You need not learn. You only have to read it twice, thrice from the list of verb forms, और ये आपको हमेशा याद हो जाते हैं. Okay, so now there are some more tricky words which I said. कुछ words ऐसे होते हैं जिनके तीनों फॉर्म्स सेम होते हैं. The examples are cut, hit. तो इसका होगा हमारा कट, 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 हिट, हिट, हिट. यस ऑफ कोर्स इनका लास्ट फॉर्म बन जाएगा कटिंग एंड हिटिंग. आई गेस दिस मच इज क्लियर फॉर यू. अब इसके बाद मैं कुछ हेल्पिंग वर्ब्स जो कि अभी हम बाद में पढ़ने वाले हैं उनके भी हम 3 फॉर्म्स पढ़ लेते हैं, सो दैट आर दिस 4 फॉर्म्स गेट्स कंप्लीट. जो अभी हम हेल्पिंग वर्ब्स पढ़ने वाले हैं बच्चों, उनके भी V1, V2 यूज़ होता है. द हेल्पिंग वर्ब्स, ये जो हमारा सेकेंड कैटेगरी ऑफ वर्ब्स है, आई एम येट टू टीच यू. बट एक पॉइंट जो मैं अभी, क्योंकि हम मेन वर्ब्स पढ़ रहे हैं, मेन वर्ब्स जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया कि वो वर्ब्स होते हैं जो क्या बताते हैं हमको, किसी भी नाउन के द्वारा किया हुआ एक्शन. तो भाई हेल्पिंग वर्ब तो एक्शन नहीं बताते हैं, ये कुछ और काम करते हैं. नॉर्मली हेल्पिंग वर्ब को हेल्पिंग वर्ब हम इसलिए बोलते हैं क्योंकि वो नाउन को और एक्शन वर्ब्स को आपस में जुड़ने के लिए हेल्प करते हैं. That is why there is another name given to these helping verb. They are also called as linking verbs, क्योंकि ये linking का काम करते हैं noun के और main verb के बीच में. हमेशा इनके बीच में आता है helping verb. helping verb की कैटेगरी हम 2 मिनट बाद पढ़ेंगे, पर इसके पहले एक चीज़ आपको मालूम पड़ना चाहिए कि helping verb जब हेल्प का काम नहीं करता है उस वक्त वो मेन वर्ब का भी काम कर सकता है. यानी कि दिस हेल्पिंग वर्ब्स हैव 2 फंक्शंस. 2 फंक्शंस मतलब पहला फंक्शन तो वो हेल्पिंग का काम करता है. सेकंड फंक्शन जब वो हेल्पिंग का काम नहीं करेगा, जब वो हेल्पिंग वर्ब नहीं होगा, उस वक्त वो मेन वर्ब में चेंज हो जाता है. यानी कि वो कुछ न कुछ मेन एक्शन के बारे में बताता है, लेकिन जब वो मेन एक्शन नहीं बताता है तो वो किसी भी चीज़ का स्टेट बताता है. स्टेट बताने का काम हमेशा हेल्पिंग वर्ब करता है, और उस वक्त जब वो स्टेट बताता है उसी वर्ब को हम हेल्पिंग ना बोल करके मेन वर्ब बोलते हैं या स्टेट ऑफ बीइंग वर्ब्स भी बोलते हैं. तो उसके भी हम एक बार तीनों फॉर्म देख लें, जो कि अभी हमने सबसे पहले पढ़ा था. अभी उसमें का मैं आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू द वर्ब डू. डू वर्ब्स कम अंडर द हेल्पिंग कैटेगरी. डू और डज, इसका पास्ट टेंस बन जाता है डिड, इधर बन जाता है डन, एंड हियर इट बिकम्स डूइंग. ये हमने अभी 2 मिनट पहले किया था. आई एम राइटिंग इट अगेन. नाउ लेट्स टेक अनदर वर्ब, अनदर हेल्पिंग वर्ब इज और एम. ये दोनों V1 वर्ब होते हैं. अगर इसका पास्ट टेंस हमको बनाना होता है तो इट्स वेरी इजी, इट बिकम्स वॉज. इज, एम, वॉज. और इनका जो हमारा बनता है पास्ट टेंस वो बन जाता है बीन. यहाँ पे आएगा अब हमारा अनदर वन हैव या फिर हैज़. इन दोनों का ही पास्ट टेंस हमारा बनता है हैड और V3 इज हैड. देन इज, एम. अब इसके बाद हमारे एक और आता है आर. इज, एम, आर. इसका पास्ट टेंस बनेगा हमारा वर. V3 इनका नहीं होता है. देन इज, एम, हैव, हैज, आर, देन डू, डज. आई गेस आई एम डन विद all the helping verbs over here and their past tense form. Okay, so this is how the forms of V1, V2 and V3 changes. Now let's take, since we are having some more space, so let's take some more verbs. Let's take the word become. What will be the past tense form of the word become? It will be became. And again the V3 form will be become. Become, became, becoming, and then it will be becoming. Fine. So this was all about the main verbs. The list is endless and the list goes on. And before I end with the list, I would give you a tip that you need to read n number of all 4 forms of verbs from the grammar books or from the internet. You can very easily find the list where you will आफ्टर रीडिंग बी अवेयर ऑफ द पैटर्न. बेसिकली आपको बस एक वो फ्लो में आना पड़ता है. इंग्लिश के वर्ड जब हमको जिस फॉर्म की ज़रूरत होती है वो हमको ऑटोमेटिकली क्लिक कर जाता है अगर आपने 100-150 वर्ड्स को रीड कर लिया है. माइंड इट, आई एम अगेन टेलिंग यू, यू नीड नॉट मग अप द फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब्स. यू जस्ट नीड टू गिव इट अ थरो रीडिंग once, twice and thrice. Before we move to the helping verb, my main motto of telling you all these 4 forms of verbs is कि ये जो चारों form of verbs हैं ये आपको सबसे ज़्यादा यूज़ आने वाले हैं when we are going to start with our topic tenses. जब हम tenses पढ़ेंगे, tenses में ये चारों verb forms आते हैं. उसके बाद में हम active passive voice भी पढ़ेंगे जिसमें again इसमें से काफ़ी form of verbs काम आते हैं. That time I might not be explaining you कि भाई V3 क्या होता है, V2 क्या होता है. That time while explaining I'll automatically say you कि भाई इस टेंस में हम V2 लगाते हैं, इस टेंस में हम V3. As soon as I say V3 आपके दिमाग में क्लिक हो जाना चाहिए कि V3 वर्ब क्या होता है। जब मैंने आपको बोला कि इस टेंस में V2 लगेगा तो तुरंत आपके दिमाग में आ जाना चाहिए था कि V2 यानी क्या मैम ने बताया था। तो दिस कैन ओनली बी अंडरस्टूड व्हेन यू रीड द लिस्ट ऑफ V1, V2, V3 एंड V4. टू पिन पॉइंट द टेंस, V1 जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया था ये प्रेजेंट टेंस वर्ब कहलाता है, इट इज़ ऑल्सो यूज्ड इन प्रेजेंट टेंस. V2 वर्ब जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया पास्ट टेंस वर्ब कहलाता है, इट इज़ ऑल्सो यूज्ड इन पास्ट टेंस. ये पास्ट टेंस वर्ब कहलाता ही इसीलिए क्योंकि इसको हम सिंपल पास्ट टेंस में यूज़ करते हैं. द मोस्ट ट्रिकी वन वॉज द V3 वर्ब, जिसको मैं सब बच्चों को हमेशा याद करने बोलूँगी. द V3 इज़ ऑलवेज यूज्ड इन द परफेक्ट फॉर्म ऑफ द टेंसेस. जब हम टेंसेस पढ़ेंगे प्रेजेंट, पास्ट एंड फ्यूचर, सारे ही टेंसेस के परफेक्ट फॉर्म्स भी हम पढ़ने वाले हैं. और परफेक्ट फॉर्म ऑफ टेंसेस में हमेशा V3 लगता है. एंड लास्ट कम्स द V4 फॉर्म. दैट ऑल्सो यू नीड टू रिमेंबर, दिस V4 फॉर्म इज ऑलवेज यूज्ड इन द continuous forms of the tenses, whether it is present continuous, whether it is past continuous or it is future continuous, it is always used in the continuous form of the tenses. So hope students, I am clear with the V1 form, the V2 form, the V3 form and the V4 form of the tenses. I am leaving it for 2 minutes. You can copy it down and then we'll start with the helping verbs in the next lecture. But when I start with the helping verbs, I am sure that you all will be updated with the main verbs we did today. So meanwhile, I take just 2 minutes break. You can go through it. यहाँ पे मेरे पास लिस्ट थी, I forgot to see. So if we take some more examples, so I think this much is clear. Let me take some more verbs with you for the revision. If I give a word called swim, what will be the 3 forms? It will be swim, swam, swum, and the V4 will be swimming. Let's take another verb, a very easy verb, make. What will be the V2 form of the verb make? It will be made, and made will be changed into made and made. Okay, then here I'll take another word, put. Put is the verb which remains the same in all the 3 forms. Put, put and put. Now let's take another verb, very easy one, bite. B-I-T-E, bite. It becomes bite in V1. It is bite. उसका past tense बनता है bit और उसका V3 बनता है bitten, and like this it's biting. So like this the series go on. So I hope you are very clear about what are verbs. So let's to summarize this lecture, let's discuss what are verbs. As I told you, verbs are the words that tells us about the action done by the noun, or they tell you about the state of the noun. The words or the verbs which tells us about the action done by the noun are referred as main verbs. Main verbs are those verbs जो हमको किसी भी noun के द्वारा या किसी भी subject के द्वारा किया हुआ action के बारे में बताते हैं. Main verbs 4 types के होते हैं, V1, V2, V3 and V4. Present tense, past tense, past participle and present participle. These are the 4 forms. I told you how the words change themselves as per the form, what can be the possible suffixes for the forms, and this is how you become master with all the 4 forms of the verbs. And it is this verbs that forms the backbone of English grammar, because without verbs you cannot make sentence. However, a verb itself alone can stand as an independent sentence. So students, see you in the next lecture. We'll start with the helping verbs and the topic to proceed. Thank you. Have a nice day.